Good afternoon, members and friends of Calvary. Time for your video devotion of the week. Today it comes from Isaiah chapter 6 and a principle that I heard in a message preached this last week. Thought it would be a blessing. In verse number 1, in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon his throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. So it's a familiar passage. Isaiah receives this vision of the Lord high and lifted up in his temple, and as he sees God for who he is, in verse number 5, he says this, Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips, for mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. So when he sees God for who he is, then he recognizes himself for who he really is. And then in verse number 6, Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongs from off the altar. So here's our principle today for our understanding and our devotion, and that is this. God did not reveal how he was going to take away the problem from Isaiah until Isaiah admitted that he had the problem. In verse number 5, Woe is me, I am undone, I am a man of unclean lips. Verse 6, Then the Lord sent the seraphim with the hot coal. And it may be today that you have a problem, I have a problem, good chance, we're sinners saved by grace, and that we're struggling with how God's going to fix it, how could God deal with it, how could God handle it. And I'm telling you today, the answer to that is this. Admit the problem to God. Voice the problem to God. Acknowledge the problem before God. And you might be surprised at how quickly God then answers that problem and shows how he's going to take care of that problem. But even God won't take care of problems, is under no obligation to take care of problems that you and I won't admit. So as Brother Chadwick said this week, if you mess up, fess up, and you'd be very surprised at how quickly God can change and take that away.